All right, we are at the Bob Marley Museum. There's Big Brother Bob. Now, I can't actually film inside, which I think is very un-Bob Marley. He would not approve of that, but as you do. This is the house. Gorgeous. All right, let's get right into this. We're doing a Q&A. I posted this yesterday, so if you missed out, you missed out. It was up for a full 24 hours. We are on a rooftop in the middle of downtown Kingston. It's gorgeous. It's hot out here. It's real bright. I don't know how this color is going to look. We're going to answer questions from the internet. Instagram is doing something super annoying, and I can't access the stories with the answers. So I remember some of them we're going to have to guess, but we're going to start with YouTube right now. Question number 1 is from Nadia. What would be the crucial first step for a Guyana-born Canadian to do first if considering coming back to Guyana to make a life? There's a lot of things. Like opening bank accounts is in your top 3. In your top 10 should be registering for remigration, because there's a lot of benefits as a remigrant, especially if you're a Guyanese. Make sure you have your citizenship in order. But I think the number one thing, and it's going to sound so silly, and this had me running around so much. Go, like if you're going to stay with like a family member, for instance, like your uncle or your cousin or whatever, go and write yourself a letter saying that this is my proof of address, and then mail yourself that letter through Guyana Post Office, postal, the mail system, and have it delivered. And again, it'll be delivered by the official post office, addressed to you at this address. And then that'll serve as your proof of address when you go get your license, your ID card, your TIN certificate, your passport even. When you set up bank accounts, you're going to need this proof of address. So the first thing you do, the second you touch down, write yourself a silly letter, mail it to yourself. It costs like $1 US, like 200 Guyana dollars, probably less actually, and you're good. It'll take a couple days, maybe a week, and then that'll serve as your proof of address, and it'll avoid a lot of headaches. Do that. Question number 2 is list all of your businesses you own and operate or have controlling stake in Guyana, and if you have any government contracts and how you acquired them. Okay, so I've got Caribbean Cocktail, which you guys know about, is the agri-processing business. We make dehydrated fruit for cocktails and so in bars and restaurants. It's food service. That's not a good business. It's pretty bad actually. Hi, it pays. It helps me support myself. It pays for my food, and it's good. But it's not a business that anyone will make millions off of at all. There's actually a couple people copying me in Georgetown right now, and I really wish they'd had a conversation with me beforehand, and I would have told them, don't do it. And not out of like fear that you might take my business, because you can't, or you might, but out of you're going to spend a lot of money like I did, and you're not going to get the returns you think. There's much better things to do in this country than that, and that's why you haven't really seen me super vocal about it lately, because it's just not like it's a good business, and I'll keep doing it, and it'll be in the background. It'll earn revenue, but it's not something I need or I want to devote too much of my time and energy and effort into right now. But yeah, so this Caribbean Cocktail, I've got Nutrition Guyana, which is my distribution company. So we do supplements and nutrition products distribution in Guyana. We're doing it online, and we're doing it through a partnership with Space Gym, and then we're going to have different gyms hopefully. So the idea with that is you it's modeled after Nutrition Warehouse in Australia, and the entire idea is less overhead, which means we can have better pricing, and then hopefully I can start doing a lot of online sales and delivery. And once I get back to Guyana on Monday, the idea is to partner with I think we're going to do a company called Zippies at first, and offer delivery all around Georgetown, all the way to Berbice, Essequibo. If you're in Bartica, you could order. So the idea is to be like one of the first people offering online delivery anywhere in Guyana, or near enough anywhere. Yeah, okay, so we've got Nutrition Guyana, we've got Caribbean Cocktail. I've got my one-on-one consulting, so I do consulting with clients in Guyana. So if you want to explode your business, or if you're stuck or you're bottlenecked, or you just need a creative look at things, I charge 150 US, which is 30,000 Guyana dollars. And if I can't deliver you value and I can't help solve your problem, you get your money back. But I'm fairly certain I could help you grow and get started, or whatever your problem is, at whatever level. You get an hour of my time plus an hour follow-up. So I think it's pretty good value there. I've actually just started something that I launched today, and I've already got a couple clients. A problem that I didn't even realize that people might have. When I was in the Dominican Republic about 2 weeks ago with the team from Visit Guyana, they were explaining a problem that they had. I was like, well, why don't you do what I did? So with Nutrition Guyana, I have a sister parallel company in the US that I created. And so now I have a tax ID, and I have bank accounts, and I have US dollars over there, and it helps me deal with distributors a lot quicker, and all that jazz. And it adds another level of security for myself, and I'm building a tax ID, like a history in the US. I'm not American in any way, so I have no residency in the US. So this is actually super helpful. And they're like, oh, wow, can you help us do that? So I've, pointed them in the right direction, got them started on that. And they're like, you have no idea how many people in Guyana might do this. So I created a post about it today. I created a page and just shared it. And I've had 3 or 4 people reach out already. So hopefully I can help them go and create their US accounts and bank accounts and IDs. And that way you could have, you could park cash in the US to deal with distributors a lot quicker. And by deal with distributors quicker, I mean with my distribution company, for instance, it's super annoying. But this is just how it is. And one of my friends actually deals with auto parts, and he says it's exactly the same. So the guys are in Miami, and they deal with lots of products. They have lots of clients all across the region. And there's so much product moving in and out so quickly that if I confirm an order today and it takes me 4 days to wire money from Guyana, by the time the money arrives, they don't reserve those products for you. So by the time I get the actual way bill of what's been delivered, there's things missing all the time. And it's not as if I'm losing money. They just keep the money as credit. But that means, for me, the most important thing is if I've spent the money, I'm expecting a certain amount of product. And if I get less, that's just annoying because it takes 3 or 4 weeks to get from Miami to Guyana and clear it off the wharf. So we have all that opportunity cost of time wasted. So by having money parked in the US, in US dollars, when I get that bill from them, that invoice, I could pay it same day, same hour. I'll instantly wire it. And that gives me the best chance of getting the products that I've ordered. So yeah. At the moment, the only government project I'm doing is a long-term contract with the Ministry of Tourism. That only just began. They've asked me to come and do communication and help market Guyana towards Guyanese and then Guyanese in the diaspora, but mainly Guyanese, right? Showing them trying to get local tourism fired up. And that's kind of what I do. If you watch my Instagram, my TikTok, I go on adventures all over the place and try and show the best of Guyana. So that's a lot of fun. I'm very fortunate to be in that position, but we haven't started that yet. That contract came in right before I went to DR. So once I get back from Jamaica now on Monday, pedal to the metal, we're gonna go explore and do all sorts of very cool things. And I think that answers that question. It's Caribbean Cocktail, it's Guyana Nutrition Guyana, salting, companies. The companies thing is called Global Gate, yeah. And then my contract with the government. So yeah, that answers that one. There's a couple questions on Instagram. Rice or roti, I remember was one of the questions, and definitely rice. Roti, it just doesn't settle in my tummy too well. It's too much oil. So rice a whole day. I'll actually eat chicken and rice and veggies 3 times a day when I'm in Guyana. When I'm in a groove, I'm going. Oh, someone asked me who my least favorite content creator in Guyana was, and I gotta tell you, this is spilling the tea. My least favorite, and every time I see their stuff, is so cringe. My least favorite content creator in Guyana is me. No, I genuinely love anybody who goes out of their way and puts themselves out into the world and fulfills that ambition of trying to create content. I love to see it, and I always try to support it as much as possible. Whenever I see my content, I cringe. It's difficult. And actually that leads into my next question. I remember someone had asked on Instagram, how do you get past that initial cringe when you're first starting to post? And you just got to do it. I still cringe, if that helps, but I know that this is kind of what I want to do, and I know it helps my overall mission of what I'm trying to accomplish. So you just got to get in front of a camera, look a little bit silly, sound a little bit silly, and look, everything is cringe. A lot of my friends, a lot of people on the internet thought I was really cringe until I started getting invited to all the different places and started making money from it. And now it's not cringe, now it's professional. So it's funny how that works. You just got to keep going and push through it. And that leads into the next question. Someone did ask as well. I'm just remembering as we go. Someone asked whether, what the goal on YouTube is, for instance. My personal goal is just to tell my story and continue to go. I've found social media, when I started posting about a year ago on Instagram and TikTok, it was literally life-changing. Opened my horizons tenfold. The opportunities that have come from it are incredible, unfathomable opportunities. To go to DR, for instance, all expenses paid, and I met some billionaire friends and government people, and it was great. It's just to create cool content, put myself more out there, and create cool things. All right, I'm getting told to leave, so thank you very much. That's all the questions I have. Instagram is deleted. I don't know what's happened there. All right, thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.